You're listening to KZSC Santa Cruz, and with me on the phone is Chicago blues guitarist and songwriter Eddy, the Chief Clearwater, who was recently inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame. Eddy, welcome to the Test of Time.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Carol. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we were just listening to the song, a little bit of blues, a little bit of rock and roll. That pretty much is a pretty good summation of your music, isn't it?
Well, pretty much. That kind of hit the nail on the head. Yeah, for sure. A little bit of blues and a little bit of rock and roll.
Right. You recently you just had your 83rd birthday on Wednesday. How did you celebrate?
Oh, I celebrated at Space in Evanston on Saturday night, and it was totally sold out. It's really like just wall to wall people. Really, I've had it the last 5 years. They've done my birthday party at Space in Evanston. So very nice club. So so we had a good time. Yes.
Were there any special guests that came out to help to play with you?
Ronnie Baker Brooks was my special guest. Ronnie Baker Brooks, and he came out and played the whole last set with me. So we just had a ball. The whole place went wild. So it was great, yes.
You picked up your first guitar around the age of 13, playing a right-handed guitar upside down long before Jimi Hendrix did. How did you teach yourself to play?
I'm just naturally left-handed. So I figured, well, if I'm going to play, I'll have to play left-handed. I have to make all of my chords upside down, like backward, Mm-hmm. So I just picked it up. That's how I picked it up. So my little E is on the top as opposed to the bottom on the right side. So I just started practicing like that, and I figured it out.
And were you looking at a book of chords, or did you?
Right, yeah, okay. And C chords, but I had to make the chords backwards.
Backwards. Jeez.
Yeah. So
wow.
I just figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
G chord, C, E, A. So
right.
I had to make them backwards.
And now that's just second nature to you, right?
Second nature, absolutely, yeah.
Right.
Then later on, I got to see Otis Rush. I met Otis Rush, and that's how he played. And I was a very big fan of his. So and he can play quite good too. I said, if he can do it, I guess I can do it.
Right.
So that's how I started practicing like that.
You started out performing gospel music. What inspired you to cross over into secular music, and how did your move to Chicago play a role in that? Yeah, well, even in the South, when I was very small, I always listened to gospel because I had to go to church every Sunday whether I wanted to or not. My grandmother would insist on that. But I always had blues in my head because I would hear songs by blues singers like Lightning Hopkins and John Lee Hooker, and then Louis Jordan, and B.B. King later on. So I always had the blues within me until I only got to meet some of these people when I come to Chicago, which was September of 1950. Right.
That's when I went and I got to meet people like Earl Hooker, Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Jimmy Reed. They were all playing in Chicago at that time. So I just kind of intermingled with that, and I got to go and see these people play in person. And that gave me much more enthusiasm, just being around them and then seeing the amount of response they were getting from the people. And it was always what I dreamt of. It's exactly the way I dreamed it would be.
Were you influenced much by the blues coming out of the South, like the Delta blues, being from Mississippi?
Oh yeah, well see, that's what Muddy Waters. That's what he was playing, the early Delta blues. But I never knew any players there. Only my family, like my family and the Spiller family, they played. One of them played mandolin, and two of them were guitar players. They would play like every Saturday night, play at their house and stuff. But I never went in any clubs. I was too young at that time, so I would hear them playing old songs, old Delta blues songs.
One of your major influences was Chuck Berry. Tell us about the first time you heard his music, and what was that like for you?
Oh, that was, I first heard Chuck Berry. I had a little 59 Ford, I think a 59 Ford or something. And I was riding, I had my radio on, and the song came on, "Oh Baby Doll." Mm-hmm. I listened to it. I really liked the way that sounds. And when they got done playing the record, this jockey said, "That's Chuck Berry." I said, "Chuck Berry?" I had never heard him, and I just the way his voice and his guitar licks was coincided with one another. I thought it was terrific. I said, that's really great. I had never heard Chuck before. Mm-hmm. And then later on, I heard a song called Maybelline. I saw the same guy, Chuck Berry. Right. And after that, I heard Johnny B. Good.
Yeah.
So the rest is history.
Right. Well, and you developed a similar music style under the name of Guitar Eddy. Was it hard to shake comparisons to him as your career blossomed?
Not really, because I always knew Chuck was, he was a real innovator. He, you might say he created rock and roll to the point where we know it today. He wrote that on the map. With the lyrics that he was singing and what he was playing was coinciding so well. I said, this is great stuff. So I said, and I just became a very, very big fan of his.
You were also an early disciple of the West Side guitar sound. Can you describe this, and how is it different from the South Side guitar sound of Chicago blues?
The West Side is a more gutty, real raw and gutty sound. Yes, like with guitar, two guitars. Mm-hmm. There used to be just two guitars, and not even a bass. Two guitars and a drummer, and that was the basic sound. And then a harmonica player, very popular harmonica players. Mm-hmm. So you hear just the rawness of the blues, without the arrangements and stuff. It was just really like Hound Dog Taylor. Mm-hmm. He's one of the first early people I listened to.
Right.
Hound Dog, and Jimmy Reed also.
Sure. Yeah. So I know you get asked this question a lot, but I know our audience is probably curious. How did you acquire your name, The Chief?
Okay, I was appearing at this one club in a suburb of Chicago. And this lady worked there. She was a bartender. So she invited us to a party at her house one night after we finished playing. So myself and my band went to her house. And she had this headdress hanging on the den of her house. So I said to her, Pat Sweet is her name. I said, that's a beautiful piece. I'd like to have that. I'd like to buy that from you for my stage appearance, to wear on stage. And at that night, she said, well, I can't sell it to you because it belongs to my deceased husband. So I said, oh, well, I apologize. I'm sorry. So I kept mentioning that interest in it at the club, and she finally said, I tell you what, I won't sell it to you, but I will give it to you as a good luck charm, providing you never part with it. Mm. So I shook hands with her, and she handed it to me. She said, it's all yours. I don't want money for it. I just enjoy it, and said, good luck with it. She wished me good luck with it. And I've been wearing one ever since. Well, the one that she gave me, it's hanging in my house in the basement. Mm-hmm. So it's on the wall, as a matter of fact, in my basement.
Yeah.
So that's all. Then my record producer, when we did the album, The Chief, before it was named The Chief, I said to Jim O'Neill, I want on my album I was making at the time, and he said, after we finished the album, we'll call it The Chief. So I said, that's fine with me. So we went and shot pictures for the artwork. And then when it finished, Jim said, we'll call the album The Chief. I said, okay, well, and that's how I got the nickname The Chief, yeah.
And you had your headdress on for the album cover.
Exactly, yeah,
right.
I shot pictures. Yeah.
Well, you also have some Native American heritage in your family.
Yeah, my grandmother was full-blood Cherokee, almost full-blood Cherokee. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And her tribe, that tribe was based out of Mississippi?
Mississippi, yeah, Mississippi and Alabama. Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, in that region.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Cherokee Drive.
And who are some of the musicians you've most enjoyed performing with?
Mostly enjoyed performing with Magic Sam. We became very, very good friends. And then Otis Rush. I'm a big Otis Rush fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Muddy Waters, of course. Muddy Waters. I got to see him when I first came to Chicago also. I went to the 708 Club, and he was appearing there, and I just sat there in awe of him.
Did you get to perform or record with him, Muddy?
No, I knew Muddy. I mean, as a matter of fact, we lived in the same town up until he died.
Right.
But we never recorded together, but I always go and see his shows and just sit and watch him play. And he'd invite me up to sing a song with him and stuff, so just to sit in.
Well, it was a while before you got the courage to start singing. Is that right? You were mostly a
it was
guitarist.
a while. Yes, yeah. I was too shy to sing. The guitar I would pick up and play that, but going near a microphone, I was just very shy of that. You know? So one night, my uncle was having a party at his house. My Uncle Houston. Mm-hmm. He's the one that invited me to come to Chicago. So he had a bunch of people over, and I had my guitar in the basement, and they were sitting around talking and having a few beers. And I picked up my guitar and just was playing some music on the guitar. So then I saw my uncle setting up a microphone in front of me, right in front of me. I wonder why he's setting up a microphone. He never saw me sing or go near a mic. So he got it set up. Then he made an announcement to the people that were there. He said, "Now we're going to have my nephew to sing a song for you all." And everyone started clapping their hands. I said, "Oh, no, God."
Oh, he really put you on the spot, didn't he?
He put me on the spot big time. Yeah. I said, no. They started clapping, and I couldn't back out there. I said, "Oh, my God, not what I do." And I did a bit of a song that was done by Elvis Presley. I feel it in my legs. I feel it in my shoes. When I get the food, I get the rock and roll blues. Let's have a party. And that's the first song I ever sang.
Oh, great.
In front of anybody.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, so, and your last album, Soul Funky, was recorded live and released on your own label, Cleartone.
Cleartone, yes.
Yeah, in 2014. What's happening now? Are you working on anything in the studio?
That's a good question you asked. I'm working. We haven't went to the studio with it yet, but I've been rehearsing on it in the basement the same way I did with the West Side Strut. I rehearsed it a lot in my basement. So I'm just working with the musicians and working on different songs, because it's all new songs that I'm doing, so I got to put a lot of work into them. Mm-hmm. So hopefully between now and September, we go into the studio. Mm-hmm. The new album.
Well, and that headdress that's hanging in your basement, that's putting some good vibes on it too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. And we go down there, we have a ball, just working on different ideas and stuff.
Uh-huh. So when are you going to come out to the West Coast? I don't know. Do you tour much beyond the region of Illinois and Chicago area?
Oh, yeah. I go, I was in, Arizona, and we did Arizona. Oh, California I do once in a while. Well, as a matter of fact, I used to do the San Francisco Blues Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that and some other places. There's a club in Los Angeles I do. I can't think of the name of it now. I was there several times. Mm-hmm. Yeah, West Coast, yeah.
Oh, it'd be good to see you.
In Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
Nevada, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, you used to also tour around the world a lot, too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. In Europe, yeah. I'll be going to Europe this year.
Really? Oh, great.
Yeah. Well, probably at least a couple of times this year.
Uh-huh. Wow. Yeah, the Europeans really helped usher in the American blues a long time ago.
Yeah, they gave it a big push, a big boost. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, we look forward to some new material, and perhaps when you've got your new CD release, we could chat again about the new cuts.
Definitely. Most definitely. I would definitely be contacting you for sure. John Lappin will be contacting you
Good.
Because he has your information.
Yes. Yes.
Great, yeah. We'll make sure that you're served with it.
All right. Well, Eddie, it's been a real pleasure talking with you today, and thanks so much for checking on with us here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, Eddie.
Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Sure, bye-bye.